let's get your thoughts on being here in Gainesville.
Really excited about it. Excited about the opportunity for the guys. I think through the year we hadn't really put together a good stretch of playing good for some days in a row, and a big challenge in front of us tomorrow with UConn, and excited to see how the guys respond.
What was your assessment of the field today, getting 75 minutes out there?
It's a beautiful stadium, beautiful ballpark. Weather is really, obviously nice and hot and feels good. And it's a beautiful stadium. Last year it did play very offensive in the regional they had here. And they do it right down here for sure.
Do you have a pitching rotation you can tell us about?
Down here I would say, every time we've been to the southeast, you're dealing with weather first of all. And before you make decisions, obviously you look at weather forecasts, because generally they'll start these games whether thunderstorms coming or not. So we're prepared to deal with that how we need to deal with it. And but we're starting Molina tomorrow, and we'll go try to take care of that and go from there.
And then what's your thoughts on UConn? I know you saw them a couple years ago in Lubbock, but the two seed in this region.
Yeah, Coach Penders has done a good job for a long time there. Their program's very well respected across the country, the way they go about things and the way they play the game. And looks like to me, their lineup is looks like they could give you some problems on the mound, obviously. They got a closer, I think, that's been there since 18, maybe started at Vanderbilt, and maybe started his career there, and a few left-handers in the bullpen, and getting Quigley tomorrow, right-hander. And so, it's just like the games we played them when they did come to Lubbock. You're going to have to play good, sound baseball to come out on the right side of it.
Coach, how do you keep your team? You hear you're coming to the Gainesville Regional. They know all about the University of Florida. Number 2 overall national seed. How do you keep your team from looking ahead to Florida and focusing on UConn?
Yeah, I think we got a little dose of that last Saturday. So, I think the game has a way of humbling you. Game has a way of bringing you back to the present, and that shouldn't be an issue down here. It really shouldn't after, going into a Saturday where you're going, okay, hey, let's win one of these games and go on to Sunday. Postseason baseball, you definitely have to be present. You definitely have to go about things the right way, and it's definitely not, looking past an opponent or a day. And we haven't. Again, we've been to Omaha a few times and done some things, but hadn't really put the whole piece together yet, and that's what we're shooting to do.
You talked about the last couple of years, the ballpark playing offensive. When you guys were taking BP today, did you feel like the ball was carrying?
Didn't see a whole lot of it because I was throwing for the most part of it, but seemed like it was a little muggy today. I think you got a thunderstorm coming. I think so that probably comes in play. And me throwing 48 miles an hour probably has something to do with it too. Probably doesn't travel as far.
Anything more for Coach and this group? Hey, Coach, do memories come back? The whole run of this thing happened when you were in Miami in the regionals, and does that? It kind of comes full circle. You're back in Florida.
Well, of course, you have experiences that you cherish, and that you have people to be thankful for, to put you in those positions, and teams and players. And of course, you can. This time of year, you definitely reflect on those things, and definitely have experiences again, like with teams and weather and things you think about, and so, but it's probably not the time of year either to get too reflective. Really want to try to keep moving forward.
And can you just talk about how battle-tested your team is? You played 15 games against ranked opponents. UConn has played 2.
Yeah. Again, sometimes I don't know what to think of some of that. As many levels of college baseball as there is, there's not a whole lot of them that when you run into this type of setting, in other words, game 1 or 2 against a team, and the team's been competitive within their league, in the state we live in, you pretty much have to play good baseball to win. And so, and I would say the same thing about Florida. I would say I mean, Connecticut's played very sound baseball. I don't think that discredits anything they've done. I think they've had a great year. They've won, 43 games? Anytime you win 43 games, you've done something, no matter what the people doing the rankings say. And so, again, the game's played on the field. You earn the right to win between the lines, right? And so, not really in the newspaper. I mean, I don't mean to. That's you got to go play and play the game the right way.
You mentioned the disappointment of Saturday with the 2 losses. Any concerns whatsoever that there's a hangover from that for your team?
No, I don't think so, Jamie. I think it's a learning experience. I think we went through, 18 innings of baseball and, just didn't play good baseball. Just didn't do the things you need to do to win a baseball game. And our guys recognize that. I think there's some. Hopefully we're sitting here and at the end of the weekend and saying that was a good thing for this team, and this team learned from that.
Question in the back.
What does it mean to potentially have a chance against number 2 seed Florida?
To me, baseball game's a baseball game, whether you're playing Florida, Yankees, Rangers, whoever's on the mound, whoever you're playing, and we don't get caught up a whole lot into who you're playing. At the same time, Sully and I mean, we go way back and got a lot of respect for the way he goes about things and the way he's recruited over the years and the teams he's put together. And, some of the games we've had, battled in maybe in Omaha have been cool moments. But I think, again, the message to our team, you're getting way ahead of us. I mean, to say that at this point, I think. But I think our guys are excited about being here. It's there is a lot of tradition here, all the way back to Andy Lopez and that group, and there's been a lot of tradition in the state of Florida. Obviously, Ron Fraser, and and obviously 11, and all the people that have go on and on. I mean, there's just been some great baseball coaches down here, and some great baseball players, and so. Our guys are excited about playing, but I tell you, it's I don't know that we've ever had a group that really gets caught up in who you're playing. I think you can get probably a little bit of trouble there.
How would you explain the offensive identity of the Red Raiders this year?
We've been pretty good within the strike zone. We start off with a guy that controls the strike zone really good. Probably don't have anybody within that lineup that does it the way he does it, but he kind of sets the tone for it. And our guys, understand, that each guy could kind of set up the inning, and the ability to extend at bats has been there. I think even though, it's last weekend we weren't real good in some situations. I think we can put some pressure on somebody really by, dealing with what's right in front of you, the 17 inches, and controlling the strike zone and being good hitters. I think, all young hitters at times try to get outside themselves, right? And we've probably wanted to run more the whole year than we have. Our ballpark doesn't necessarily ask you to do that every day. It pretty much asks you to separate balls and strikes and get on base and have a good OPS and drive the baseball. But we've got really athletic guys. I think if we have to do that, we can.
You talked about your ballpark. So what difference have you seen here at Condon Ballpark that you're going to adjust to?
Well, hopefully the bases are the same distance and the mound's the same distance, right? So hopefully there's not a whole lot of adjusting. I've played some places where you have to adjust, like you're pitching uphill or something like that, or maybe it looks like home plate's a little crooked, or the bullpen. I don't think this is a beautiful ballpark, and hopefully we get to just go play baseball and do what we do.
Anything else for Coach?
And Coach, with the weather, 25 to 50% chance of rain, what is the
Yeah.
message to the guys that game might take more than 3 hours with delays in between?
Yeah, that's definitely been discussed already, and I just know that you're going to have some of it, and you're going to have to there's a good chance you're going to have some of it. Maybe we get lucky and not. But if you do, you just got to be ready to deal with that and, to start up and shut down and play 9 innings. Play pitch to pitch and go do what the game asks you to do.
All right, well, thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.